Welcome back to the Two Daddies Judging Baddies
Judging Baddies.
podcast. Or nah, fuck that. Oh, welcome back to Two Daddies Judging Baddies.
Judging Baddies.
We read internet stories and then we tell you who is the bad person in the story, or we give advice, or we just give our take on it and then read another story.
These are from our listeners.
This is a Submission Monday, which is not going to be a real thing because not enough people submit yet. But as soon as people submit or be destroyed, the better, I guess. Gaycation.
What episode
I
was that?
ever wanted. Episode 52.
Episode 52, Gaycation. That was a fantastic one.
That was a fantastic one.
Made our best of.
Only reason I knew what episode it was because it made best of. So I had to go back and find them, which were not terrible because all the best stories we had put in the titles.
Nice. So it made it easy to find.
It made it a lot easier to find. Yeah, the steak one was like insane steak story. And then Gaycation, I don't know if you used that in the title, but I was able to find that one pretty easily.
Submit or be destroyed.
Submit or be destroyed. That's right, guys. And if you have a story, please submit it to mikeanddylan.com, mikeanddylan.com, or be destroyed.
Or you can do it on Reddit. That's what all the fancy podcasts do. They've got their own subreddit, and everybody just posts their little "Am I the assholes" and things like that in their subreddit.
We got to get ours to pop off somehow.
We do not have ours popping.
So today we actually only have 3 stories, but one of them is a monster.
Yes.
It is 10 pages. So we're going to have Dylan read off that story. I'm going to start it off. We have a submission from Skidaddy. Is this from Skavinsky? So they have
just doxed him, man.
I don't know if that's.
He said his name was Ski Daddy.
I don't know if that is his real. Okay. So just forget what I had said. We're not going to take it out. But forget,
Undox that.
Yeah. But by saying forget it, that's how we get them to forget it.
Do you want me to do the Men in Black flash the
Yeah, the little
pew
red light that hits them. What if that was real?
That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
There's moments in my life that I wish somebody would have came in behind and went.
I just sit down, I'm just like, all of it. And they're like, you got all of it.
I'll learn the kids' names later.
Right, I'll relearn everything. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to share news with my half-siblings? The message says, "What's up, daddies? I think some backstory is needed for context. I'm 29 years old and the second oldest child my now deceased father had. He passed away in September of 2024. To put it plainly, he was a terrible person. I'm so glad because I was going to be like, oh, my condolences. My parents split up when I was about 9 years old, and that summer was extremely hard on me. I started having a lot of behavioral issues, which added even more stress to my mom's life. At that point, she was a single mother of 3 kids between the ages of 4 and 9, working at a local factory, making only $1 or $2 above minimum wage. We were struggling financially and emotionally, and it was a lot for her to handle. I feel like when you say she had 3 kids between the ages of 4 and 9, just give us the third.
Well, and didn't he say that they split up when he was 9, and then he said he was the middle kid? So like math ain't mathin' for me on the.
When I was about 9 years old, yeah, and I'm the second oldest child, so he was about 9, so he's probably like 8.
But he was the second old. Okay, so. I don't know.
He was part of a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Back-to-back.
Irish twins, as they call them.
Yeah. However, I wrote my father this letter that summer that my parents split up, wishing that he would come around and see me and my sisters and I at the park or something. I never heard back from him. Ever since then, I really didn't care for him or actually love him. I mean, I would tell him that I loved him, but I never actually meant it. There are so many examples of how shitty my father was, not to just me, but all 6 of my siblings.
Oh, shit.
4 of them are half siblings. Okay. So he had 7 kids with 3 different women. 2 of my sisters are a month and a half apart. While my mom was working, he was fucking the neighbor and got her pregnant. We all love that, right? I can give some more stories about my upbringing and how my father was to us all. Growing up, I was never really around my dad's side of the family unless my mother took us there to visit and stay for the night for a few days. My 2 real sisters and I never really liked staying there because his girlfriend was a fat, lazy piece of shit, and their house was absolutely disgusting, roaches and shit everywhere. I don't think the 3 of us ever slept well when we would go visit our father. My 4 other half-siblings are all nasty, dirty people, so I guess it checks out. The funny thing is, when he calls her a fat, lazy piece of shit, a lot of other podcasts will be like, whoa. That
Easy.
is, yes. And I'll be like, well, was she fat? And it's like, yeah. Was she lazy? Yeah. And it was just immaculate description then.
Was she a piece of shit?
Was she a piece of shit? Absolutely. Immaculate description. What I really mean is that my youngest brother doesn't take care of himself. He is smelly and larger than I am. He is such a like he is a huge bitch. But I can say that since I'm around 6'3" and about 325 pounds. See, you can say that. I would never say that about you because you're just a mammoth of a person.
Friendly fire.
Like once you're 6'3", 325, you're a big dude, and I'm just like, I don't really have problems with him. Granted, I have some muscle. Well. And he really doesn't. But being fat, I have every right to call someone else who is a fat fuck. Well, I mean, you got a right to call somebody fat if they're fat and they're fucking with you. Then you could just call them fat. It's just, I give you that. I give you the pass to say that. You get the fat pass. Everybody who listens to this podcast has the fat pass.
Everybody?
Yeah. One of my sisters has, I think, 4 kids and is expecting another, all with different baby daddies. That isn't even the wildest part. She lives in a 2-bedroom apartment, or at least the last that I knew. She has all of her kids, and none of them have a bed to sleep in. A few people have called DCFS on her, but it does no good. It is hard to get kids taken away from their biological parents here in Illinois. I absolutely hate it, but I don't associate with her or even know her kids' names. My 2 other half-sisters aren't actually that bad. They are getting their lives back together and are actually decent mothers and clean people, so I guess I retract my statement about all of my half-siblings being nasty people, although they used to be. I also want to be clear that I'm not a perfect person. What frustrates me is that many of them growing up poor or having a rough childhood uses it as an excuse to never improve. I grew up poor too. I have worked since I was 15, earned 2 degrees, and built a solid career. I'm not saying that as a flex. I have plenty of student debt, but to make the point that it is possible to break the cycle if you're willing to put in the work. Sorry this has taken a while to get to the point. What's so funny is that we're almost done with the whole submission. Sorry that this has taken a while to get to the point, but I felt it was necessary to get where I needed to get. My wife and I have been together for 14 years and married for 4. We were high school sweethearts, very rare these days. We work at it every day and definitely have had our challenges. Anyways, we are expecting a child, and my wife is 14 weeks along. As of the day I am submitting this, my 2 full sisters already know. They asked if I plan on telling my half-siblings, and honestly, I don't think I want to. I'm not close to them, and we don't have a real relationship beyond sharing the same sperm donor. Do you think I should tell them? Would I be an asshole if I didn't tell them and they found out on social media in like 3 or 4 months? Love the podcast, been around since the Felonious Falafel days, and that is how I wound up here. I have watched every pod on YouTube. I hope you guys start to take off soon. Much love, Ski Daddy.
Appreciate you, Ski Daddy.
Well, seeing as I am a guy from a similar background, grew up very poor, but decided to break the cycle. I am Michael, breaker of chains, eater of world. I forgot what all they called Daenerys Targaryen.
You were talking about breaking the cycle. You're still poor.
Yes.
You didn't break that cycle.
I'm trying to break it, all right?
You're working towards it.
Yeah, I'm working towards it. And you guys can fix that by going to patreon.com/Mike and Dylan.
And signing up for the $100
Nazi movement.
We should put it in tiers of like, you want to be a general? That's $250 a month. And then, you just want to be a...
I think at that point, we should have to send them stuff like shirts.
Well, that's one suggestion. I don't think it's a bad idea, but it was at a $25 tier. I'm talking about to build your army. Like, if you want to be a general, you have to pay more to be a general.
Right, yeah. And if you want to, I don't know any other military positions. But yeah, you ain't got to tell them.
No. If you don't talk to them if you're on the phone with them already, like for some other reason, you could just be like, yeah, we're expecting. But you don't have to like make a specific call to them to say like, hey, we're expecting. No. Like if it's not in general conversation that you're going to be talking to them, because you're not calling every person you ever met in your life. And just because they are related to you, if you're not having a conversation with them, just don't have the fucking conversation.
And half siblings are so like, I already tell you that if you have a person that is related to you, that is shitty to you, you don't have to treat them you don't have to treat them in a special way just because they're related to you. If a stranger treated you in a shitty manner, that's terrible. It is also the same as if, a loved one, a relative treated you in a shitty manner. You should not have to say, well, just because, they are related to me, maybe I should do. You don't have to do any of that. I remember when I found my half siblings, 2 of them were just like, they fit right along in my family. But the other 2 one is just a sweetheart. He has his life together. I don't think he has any interest in knowing who I am, which is fine. You know, we're friends on Facebook. That's as far as it needs to be. You know, I can see what he's doing in his life. He goes on a lot of walks, and you know, he loves to walk, and he loves his wife, and that's all I care about. And I like those posts when I see him. The other one, that man was making money, making stacks, bread. I thought dude really had his life together, but then I guess he hit the whole family thing of going through midlife spiral, and then he was like, hey brother, I'm thinking about coming to North Carolina. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he was like, well, I want to stay with you. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm not going to have a stranger in my house with my kids. And he was like, your wife better know how to cook. Haha. And I'm like, you're never coming to my house. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You ain't, look, my wife is an amazing cook. You are not going to expect nothing of it. And you're just saying, hey, I'm coming. Like, I'm coming to stay. No, fuck you, bud. I don't know you. I don't know any of you. It's technically, you are A, related, and B, strangers. So in a way, through my logic, I hate you doubly.
See, the crazy thing is though, is anybody, if my sister, who I would gladly let stay at my house, said, hey, I'm coming to stay at your house, I'd be like, the fuck you are?
Right.
And I love my sister, but it's the whole like, hey, I wanted to come to North Carolina to see if I couldn't figure out something there. Do you mind if there's some way that either, could I stay with you, or do you have some hookup on somewhere where I could be? Like the asking, but it's like if somebody tells me not to cut off my arm, I'm going to fucking cut off my arm because you told me I can't do it. Like I'm going to do the thing. And so him saying, hey, I'm going to come stay. No, the fuck you aren't. No.
Nope. Yeah. And then saying like, your wife better be a good cook. And I'm like,
Double.
What the, yeah. Well, now I am insulted, and you are just not coming over.
Yeah.
But like the day that I found him, he was like, yeah, man, you guys should just come out here. And he might just be one of those guys where, because he was like, you guys come down and I'm like, no, this could be the start of a horror movie, because cool, he's your brother, but you don't know who the fuck he is.
Well, he's trying to be the Highlander, so he's going to take out all of his...
That's a good movie that we should make. We should write that, where a guy finds out his other family and he goes and stays with his brother, and come to find out brother's like a serial killer.
Yeah, just taking out all of his bloodline.
No, it's just like he just wanted new victims, and we're really strangers to him, but he just used this as a ploy to, wear my skin or something.
No, there's this, he believes that if he is the last of his bloodline, he then has received all the power to be this ultimate champion.
We could even have it where like they look alike. They're half brothers, but they really look alike. They both look like their dad. And you think that the wife and the guy make it out, but then there's like a scene at the very end where they're at a bank, and it's like, oh, hey, Mr. Wright, maybe he has the last name. Or, we use she's saying, hey, Mr. Wright, to signify the family that was invited over, not the serial killer. But then the serial killer sits down with the bank teller, and then you're like, oh, fuck, they died. We could make it real, like, So Bad It's Good movie, where he's got like the brother's face on, loosely just hanging down. Yeah. Which... And I don't like to talk about people's appearances, except for when I do, and then I do like to do it. But on Stranger Things, Jonathan, he always, when I see Jonathan, he reminds me of it just feels like a zombie that put on people's skin and is trying to portray a person.
They do have him very apathetically, just like, which, that might be his acting style, but he is very much just like there. Not a lot of emotion behind those.
Dylan's
eyes.
not caught up with Stranger Things, so with this episode will actually come out after the whole season has wrapped up. So,
and then Mike wants us to take an episode to shit all over it. So
no, we're not going to do that. I have enjoyed Stranger Things. They are kind of letting me down right now, but not in such a, like people saying Game of Thrones. That's a little much. There is some bad writing in there, but it is also, we have waited over 2 years. For the wrap up to this, and it's not...
The one thing that I was excited about was that they made the sister make sense, at least to the first episode that I watched of the
What I don't
Christmas
like
drop.
about Holly is that why is the main cast, Mike ain't got shit to do, Dustin ain't got shit to do, Lucas ain't got shit to do. Holly, this whole episode has just been Holly. Like the whole cast, our party, our D&D party has nothing to do with the last season.
I mean, they're all doing stuff. At least in the first episode of the Christmas drop, they were working on getting Will connected back to the hive mind. So then
Robin was, yes.
like everybody there was doing that.
Will, I feel like Will does have stuff to do, and a lot of people.
I like the arc for what Will, like what they made him into, like the fact that he wasn't
Dylan
a
hasn't
tingly guy.
Dylan hasn't caught up yet, so there's not a lot I could speak on this. I am going to say the end of the last episode has a lot of people upset, which I'm like, how have you not seen the whole show being leading up to this? Which obviously me saying that, you know what? Will's gay.
Well, he's been gay the whole time.
Right, but he just says that he's gay. And people are just like, every series is trying to be woke. And I'm like, the whole show he's been gay. The first episode, his mom says people pick on him by calling him, by his dad calling him this stuff. It has all led to him being gay.
Yeah, and like he's come out slowly. Like I like this season because it's finally just out there. But like it was alluded to the whole way. But that's the thing, is just because somebody is along those lines doesn't make them gay. But like now it's coming out to that is what he is.
But now that he said it, people are just like, that's what makes this show bad. I'm like, that's not, no. The writing in it has made the show kind of teeter a little bit. The whole Robin talking about how enormous Steve's dick is, kind of Will saying that he's gay after being alluded to for 4 seasons. That's not what's going to ruin a show.
Well, if you're mad about people being gay, then
the thing is the Duffer Brothers were like, get ready for a very dark Christmas. Nobody died, and I'm just like, well, how is this dark?
I'll have to watch it. Like I have to watch it with my wife, and me and my wife watching things together means that typically there's a 5-year-old, but that has to happen. And so if it's got scary parts in it, we have to make sure that the 5-year-old's cool with it. So me and her, and this is the thing, is like, I love my wife, but I don't have to watch TV with her. Like she could watch it, I could watch it, we could talk about it later. But like she wants to like sit there and watch it. Unless I'm gonna be the one that's not allowing, because I'll stay up till fucking, like I turned on what was it?
Welcome to Derry?
No, I turned on I don't think she gives a shit about what Welcome to Derry. And this isn't a show that she would watch, but it's Tulsa King. And it's just like it's a very low calorie or just junk food TV. Like it's got Sylvester Stallone in it, and it's cool.
Yeah, you ain't expected nothing.
No,
but no thought provoking. Once Sylvester Stallone's on screen, it's just like everything that happens is face value. There is nothing being said that is going to turn into something later.
And I mean, it's a decent enough show. It's made by Taylor Sheridan. It's like in his universe of things. And I'm not saying it's going to win any awards. It's just it's good. And so I turned on the new season of it at like 10 o'clock. And I finished up that new season at like 6 a.m. Because I will just sit there and I'll fucking watch. And I won't get sleepy. And so I'll just keep watching until I am sleepy. And then I'll turn off the TV. But like with my wife, she'll be like, well, let's watch one episode. And then she'll get tired. And then we got to go to bed. And I'm like, I could have watched all 3 of these episodes like back.
Right.
And then woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning still being cool, even though I went to bed at like 1, which I probably wouldn't have. But so I'm on a meal plan for Stranger Things. I have to watch it with my wife, and so then I don't get to watch all of them.
I just want to say, while you're watching, I want you to think of 2 things, okay, that you're really going to be taken aback by. And that is the conversation at the gate. And you don't know what I'm talking about right now, but you will. The conversation at the portal, going to drive you fucking nuts. Because I was like, I can't be the only person. And it drove everybody crazy. And then when the ooze hardens, that makes no sense now, but when you're watching it and it happens, you're going to be like, this is the dumbest fucking thing.
Oh, so they're showing because I saw where they're like up on that upper level and there's like ooze that is down the walls. And I just figured everything was melting and then, but yeah.
Well, it hardens at some point and you're going to be like, this was stupid. I don't even know why we did this.
Yeah.
But it was, I'm all for a show that does not kill anybody off. I like that. Like it doesn't, you can, not every show has to be Game of Thrones. Not every show has to be Breaking Bad. You don't have to. You could do your thing in your own way. Don't sit here and give us, how many fake out deaths have we had up to season 5? I mean, literally, unless you were a B character that they just introduced in that season.
You're safe.
Which right now they have the fucking science teacher with them. And I swear to God, I will hunt the Duffer Brothers down because he has been here the whole time. He has not done anything to anybody. He has only been there to provide knowledge and fun and be a fun guy. Why the fuck do we have to include him in the finale? I don't fucking know. But if he does not make it back home, I will burn the Duffer Brothers studio, whatever they have, to the ground, because why?
That is just a statement that is not.
That is a real statement. This is a threat. In no way, shape, or form do I mean anything different to the jury that is watching this right now. I mean what I say.
I was not part of that.
Dylan is absolutely a part of this. He was with me when it happened. Yes, he was trying to talk me from not doing it, but he didn't then report on me to the authorities. So,
fuck me being a good friend.
Right, that's right. That's right, but you were there too, so.
All right, so this is a submission. This isn't the submitter's story, and I didn't include the name, but this is supposed to be a very good, it's 10 pages long, so it better be pretty damn good. OP's 15-year marriage is troubled by husband's 20-year fixation on another woman. This has both perspectives.
Ooh.
All right, so original post by Throw RA 20-year liar in relationship advice. Within 2 hours of OP's post going up, some of the reference posts from OP's husband were deleted. As of 2 days after her post, his account was deleted. The Wayback Machine was used to recover the husband's post and comments. Trigger warnings. You ready for them?
Yep.
You gonna announce them?
Nope. Let's hear the trigger warnings first.
Infidelity, obsession, and depression.
Those are premium trigger warnings I could do. But if we get into the voice and then I'm just like rape of a child,
sexual assault.
Yeah, I'm just like I don't want this to be a joke anymore. But what are they again?
Infidelity, obsession, and depression.
Listeners of the Two Daddies Judging Baddies podcast.
Judging Daddies.
We have
infidelity.
Trigger warning. Buckle up because we have some trigger warnings.
Trigger warnings.
If you are scared of infidelity, depression, and obsession, turn this podcast off right fucking now, or you will be triggered. Oh my God, they fucking say something about depression.
Hey, we don't even have to tell them to put in their earbuds. These are triggers that are completely fine to be.
I forgot how to do the whole trigger warning thing.
It's okay. You did great.
I think it's good if we dole it out sporadically. But then I just found out if we dole it out sporadically, Mike forgets how to do it. So
do you want to hear the mood spoilers?
No. Mood spoilers spoil. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Depressing.
All right.
And alarming.
Fuck.
God, my mood is spoiled.
I wish I knew it was alarming. Somebody should have told me this was alarming because now I'm alarmed.
All right, so this is a 40 female, 40 male. Husband has been obsessed with another woman for 20 years and is secretly thinking about divorcing me. This came out on January 17th, 2023.
Nice.
So I guess the story's all wrapped up nicely in a bow. So I've recently come across my husband's account on here. I felt for a long time there's been something off in our relationship, never able to put a precise finger on it. Largely because of his non-communicativeness, that's a fucking word, and resistance to any real heart-to-heart. And also, I do struggle with depression, which I know distorts your perception. I have rationalized to myself for years, if he doesn't love me, he'd have left by now. I must be imagining things, it's just my depression talking. Damn, that does make it sad.
And then you find the Reddit and you're like, fuck.
Well, now I've found his account and I finally have the real answers. He has never been willing to provide in the entire 20 years we've been together. He's been posting on Reddit about Limerence, 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 Limerence.
You probably got that word right.
His feelings for another woman, but there's so much more than even just that. The woman is somebody he briefly dated in the summer he was 19. We started dating soon after she ended their relationship, but I now learned there were times he still carried on a fling with her while we were together. They'd also kept in touch periodically on social media since social media became a thing. That is, until just last month, when apparently he confessed all of his feelings to her. After 20 fucking years, he dumped that on her out of the blue. She was freaked out because they'd mainly talked about work and he was never more than a casual acquaintance to her. Who would have thought? She told him off for involving her in his one-sided emotional affair. He'd even complained about me to her, and then she blocked him. Since that, now this is in parentheses. Now I know why he's been even more distant than usual, which is saying something. Since then, he's been obsessively writing on the Limerence Reddit to the point of thinking things she posts on a page for her business are indirect, veiled messages to him, and also Reddit's about divorce. That's the second huge blow I'm dealing with. He is just desperate to get rid of me, and the only reasons he hasn't are his faith, not wanting to lose our children, and how expensive it would be for him, according to the divorce lawyer he apparently had a secret consultation with. What a shit stain.
Right, yeah.
Just leave.
But also, the lady, didn't he have an affair with the lady? Because
I think we might find details about that since this is both sides of the coin. From what it sounds like, the lady didn't really know like how long was the affair going on? Was it like early on in their relationship and he was dating somebody and fucking around on her?
Right.
Or was it, 20 years in, she knows he's married? Like, so we don't know really.
Well, we'll get to the juicy bits in a second then, I guess.
But just like to be such a shit stain that you can't go ahead and leave.
Right.
If you're not happy, you're holding this fucking flame for somebody. Like,
well, it's all in the person's thing. It's good. Like their whole cheating thing is good until they don't have anything to fall back on. So he wants to make sure he has her to fall back on. Like, I guess she's convenient enough for him in life.
and for this lady to be like dealing with depression and shit like that, and for him to just simply make her feel guilty about like, does he not love me? Like, no. What a fucking shit stain. If
my wife found my Reddit, not even the Felonious Falafel one, but just any of my Reddits, she would be like, he's trying to tell all these people that the deck that he created is better than meta decks, and everybody's just like shitting on him. It was like, you'll never see the true potential of this deck, so that's weird. And then B, she'd be like, because I do a lot of the conspiracy stuff. Like I try to be like, oh, this is like this, but it's for fun. It's not it's not like real serious conspiracy
it's like our
stuff.
podcast.
Yeah, because I tried to do one where like I'm not even going to talk about it on here. I'll tell you later. But it's like real funny stuff where I try to compare like just like a cartoon or something to like an actual like conspiracy or something that happened, and it's just people having fun.
Well, it sounds lighthearted. Would she get?
No, she'd be like, he's bored. He's crazy. He's crazy.
All right, but let's look at reality now. Meanwhile, I've tried for years to get him to communicate better, be closer with each other, because he always seemed to hold himself at a distance. I gave up after years of trying. He never changed, and I realized he didn't care enough to. So I've stopped caring too. I do my own thing and sometimes try to get him involved, to which I'm quickly reminded why I gave up. He'll have very brief periods after an argument of being more affectionate to give me hope that never lasts. He has never cared to support me emotionally. Reading him writing about how crippling depressed he is over this bullshit when he has blown off my clinical depression as laziness for years was really the cherry on top. Yeah, I'm fucking depressed because this girl doesn't love me the way that she should. And my wife...
You should support me. Yeah, she doesn't support me because I was trying to have... That's the funniest thing, too. I'm like, which is worse? Figuring out that your partner had an affair or figuring out that your partner tried to have an affair but failed?
I still think it's the affair.
They're both bad because you still got to leave the person because they're showing they're willing to cheat on you, but that nobody will cheat with them.
Did you ever watch the movie Extract?
No.
Extracted. It's a Jason Bateman movie from like 2009 with what's her Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, she's so sexy. But he ends up paying this gigolo to sleep with his wife so that he can sleep with Mila, and like. The whole time, I thought that maybe just the pool guy went to the wrong house and he's been sleeping. I thought that was going to be the big turn of events. And then no, it turns out like dude's just been going and railing his wife. Like he's like, I only charged you for the first time. And he banged his wife like 15 times.
Oh, fuck. And he doesn't ever get to sleep with Mila Kunis?
He does.
Oh, well, I guess everything worked out in the end.
Yeah, it was a decent little, like, I mean, once again, I think that's the biggest thing is everybody's so pretentious about like how great things have to. It doesn't have to be the best movie ever. It just has to be worthwhile.
What's that one movie where it's like Drunk Punch Love or some shit like that?
Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, and it has Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling in it.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, where he's like, I want to show you how to be a man. because his wife's cheating on him, and then his daughter falls in love with the guy. I like that. That was a cute little movie.
Well, they both grew in the process.
Right. They both learned that there's different aspects to being a man.
Yeah. No, that one's a great one. I love that one.
That was a real great story behind it.
All right. His comment history is so full of passive-aggressive comments about things I do that make this a crap marriage for him, ranging from being on my phone to hanging out with friends and family. And I'm just like, how else should I spend my time when not working or doing stuff with the kids when my own husband has no interest in anything other couples do together? I didn't start doing those things to the extent I do now until I gave up on him being the romantic partner I thought he was. Until I gave up on him being the romantic partner I thought I was maybe unfairly wanting him to be. I eventually thought this is simply the type of person he is. Some people are more reserved and unromantic. As his wife, I need to accept him. I'm a big girl. I can occupy my time in ways that don't depend on him.
I thought she was being like, I'm a big girl, so sometimes it's like I thought she was going to
I eat a whole cheesecake at one sitting sometimes.
Right. It makes it easier for me.
No, I think that's one of the things is as men, we typically are more reserved, and like we don't have to have a big 45-minute discussion about our feelings and like where we're upset and all this stuff. Like for the most part, we're dealing with it inside our head, and I'm not saying that anybody like raised us to be that way, but that is kind of how we are.
Whining about it ain't gonna get shit done.
Exactly.
Actions are gonna get shit done.
But this is part of it though, is that if you push your wife away enough, she'll just go like, and I'm not saying she's going to go bang somebody, but like with this woman, she's not banging anybody, but she's like, okay, I'll fill my time with, spending time with the kids, family, friends. I'll do all this other shit because you're not there to spend any of the time with me. Right. So not only did he like hold this flame for somebody, but he then like pushed his wife away so that he doesn't have any of that connection to begin with. Shit stain. All right. But now to find out it's actually because he has been pining over someone he dated for a couple months at 19. Chose to instead string me along, marry me, have 2 kids with me, countless other life events, but then puts the blame for our lack of quality time and intimacy on me, all while he's the one dreaming of someone else and avoiding reality every single day. Why would someone do this? It doesn't make any sense. He never loved me. I am nothing more than a 20-year long.
Just it was staying on me for so long. The camera was.
Yeah. No, when you're doing it, a lot of times I'll go into manual mode and change them, but it is what it is. This is what success takes, is us just having it.
So I put the thing in and I noticed it, so I like waved at the camera and then I like blew a kiss and then I'm sitting there and I go back to watching and I just like look and it's like still on me. So I'm just like, well, why's it on me?
I think with a lot of them, especially when, if I don't know how it works, but like when you say something really loud, it comes over to my camera and then it just stays there. And so you'll just see me like looking at the camera. Like,
it's so funny.
Change it.
It's so funny how aware we are.
Yeah. Success. All right. We did all that. All right. I can't express how emotional and obsessive he is when he's writing about this. He has never shown an inkling of real passion with me, at least not since our very early relationship. He is stoic and irritable and closed off, and his post-argument attempts at bonding are painfully hollow. I've wondered almost the whole relationship why this is lacking, wondering if I'm the problem, if my expectations were too Disney fairy tale or something. To find out he does have deep, real feelings, and they are all reserved for someone he hasn't even seen in real life since half his lifetime ago, who he is still seeing after getting together with me, is, well, like I said, I probably knew deep in my gut he wasn't invested in me, but oh my God, I just never imagined something like this. At most, I wondered about him not being in love with me anymore, or at worst, some normal affair like with a coworker or dating apps, not a secret, unreciprocated obsession spanning 20 years that's completely in his own head. I'm devastated, but also almost scared in some way. I don't know why. He has a whole folder of photos of her that he looks at every day.
Because that's like most likely to kill somebody shit. Like that's not, like at least affair. You don't love me, cool. I don't want, like, you got this feels like he's made like a monument for her.
Yeah, he's
that
got
he like prays
tufts
to.
of hair and stuff.
That he smells and shit that he's collected from times she's been to Arby's or something. Yeah. That's why I would be alarmed. This is why this is alarming. See, I'm glad they put the mood spoiler in there because I'm alarmed. And I didn't want to be alarmed without being warned that I was going to be alarmed.
Because that would be alarming.
Well, that
you
would
were
be
alarmed if you weren't alarmed about being alarmed.
And then they would have to RLKYS, and because they didn't warn me that I was going to be alarmed.
Yeah, I always like to know the end of the movie before I start the movie so that I'm not shocked by, the outcome.
Sometimes I don't like that though. Sometimes I don't like that. I'll be watching like a real long movie and I'll be like, let me just see what happens at the end. Because
is it worth it? Is it worth it to keep watching? All right, so he has this folder of photos of her that he looks at every day. There's pages and pages of his Reddit history. Who does that? I feel like I married a stranger. Between this and his general reluctance to really open up about pretty much anything personal, did I ever actually know him? Here's the crux of my problem now that I know all of this. Do you even bother talking to someone who kept this type of secret for this amount of time? What can talking accomplish? Will it make him get over whatever his problem is? Will it make him love me? Is there any realistic, plausible outcome that would make it actually worth my time and energy to have a conversation before jumping to divorce? Please tell me if so, and I'm happy to hear you out. But I've ignored my gut for too long, and it's telling me no. Can I simply tell him, I saw your Reddit post, let's get the divorce you want? Would that be unfair to our children to not give us an opportunity to work it out? He'll say he's sacrificed everything for us. Would it be unfair to him? Seeing the sheer victim martyr complex in his posts, both about the woman and with how he blames me acting like I've constantly wronged him in our marriage, what if I plain don't want to deal with trying to break through that delusion in order to have a chance at being understood? I am thoroughly disgusted, in shock, and at the same time feel like I can finally let go for good. The gaping void between us is clear as day, and I finally see it was not because of me. That failure wasn't because I hadn't managed yet to say the right things that would reach something inside of him and inspire a stronger connection between us. And it certainly wasn't because I'm on my phone. It was always because of him from the very beginning.
Listen, I see why he is like so emotionally out of touch, because she keeps reiterating like how the marriage is over and stuff like that. Let's get to the husband's part. I want to read the crazy shit that he's done. I'm ready. My body is ready.
That was the precursor. Then we got to get through the whole post of her being like, hey, this fucking person I've been with for 20 years literally never checked into our marriage, and we have 2 kids. And
do you know how hard it is also when she says my brain is telling me no, for me not to go, but my body is telling me yes. Because she did say my brain is or my mind is telling me no, something like that. Yeah. So that's what it made me think of. But yeah, let's continue because I want to get into the husband's posts. I want to see the delusions.
So let's finish this out. What if I don't want to ask any questions or discuss a single thing with him? What if I just want to be free? All right, so this is same day edit. So if my husband sees this, how about you be the one to bring it up? How about for once you communicate openly and honestly? Just curious if you even can. She just snarked the fuck out of him.
Snarked him. He got hit. Like I wasn't expecting that snark at the end. It seemed like she was done. She didn't have that emotion to throw that snark in there, but then right when you thought it wasn't coming, snarked.
Edit. All right, so OP's husband's posts of his limerent object. I gotta know what that means. We'll look it up later. All right, notable comments on the history of this LO. I guess that's what LO is. I guess that's like somebody you pined for or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Wait, what? The
limerent object. Limerent. So let's look up what that is.
What the fuck is limerence? Yeah. Limerence us from evil.
Limerence meaning a state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person, typically characterized by a strong desire for reciprocation of one's feelings, but not primarily for a sexual relationship.
Dorks. That sounds like a dork subreddit.
This sounds like the nice guys.
Right, yeah. Well, what if
I love her.
I'm very Scarlett Johansson, and
we were meant to be together.
What are the chances? Is your name, what's his name, Colin Joust or whatever? Jost? The one from SNL? Who's married to Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who would have thought, like, out of all the celebrities, but I mean, he is a very like, when he smiles, I feel
warm. Yeah, no, he's a good-looking dude.
Like, literally, out of Colin or Scarlett, I'd rather be with Colin, because he just, like, if I got a problem, Scarlett Johansson, just, her face never gives emotion, you know? I'm going to feel like I'm bothering her with, but Colin, he sounds like he's going to solve my problem. Like, he just looks like it. He's going to, like, smile, and he's going to, like, well, you know how I think we should handle this? And then, because he said we, I'm like, fuck, I got a teammate right here. It's been really hard to choose between Colin and my big black boxer boyfriend, but they're both just heartwarming guys.
Chads, as you like to say.
Chattier than Chads. Just very, I don't even know. They're Collins, man. That's what we should start calling, just like real supreme dude. Like, look at the guy smile. Tell me that that's not a guy that is really, that when you have a problem, he can solve it.
All right, so my limmer object and I had a summer fling back in college when I went home. But when I went back to school, she said she couldn't do the distance. A few months later, I started dating my significant other. But during the summer, my LO and I would hang out and sometimes kiss. After a while, I started noticing red flags in my significant other, but I ignored them because my significant other, I guess I'm just going to say SO, but I ignored them because my SO is the only person I ever slept with, and I thought I had to stay with them. I remember a conversation I had with a friend of both.
Time the fuck out. He's not even had sex with the other lady.
Kissing.
This is the first person he's had sex with.
Is his wife.
Well, this is what I assume this whole subreddit's full of, just dorks.
Yeah. What I could have had.
Like,
What could have been.
But never got it. So now he just thinks of, I just want to see her vagina.
I remember a conversation I had with a friend of both my LO and I. She asked me who I liked more. In my heart, I wanted to say my LO, but I said my SO because we've been together for some time at that point. It was after that conversation, my LO and I stopped talking for 18 years. 18 fucking years, and you're still hung up on this bitch. That make-believe pussy must be so good.
Must be immaculate, bro. If he ever got it to, he'd just be like, this is not what I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's every cheating
Right, yeah,
ever.
this is not. Fuck, I just ruined my, now, after the divorce, his LO is going to be his significant other.
She didn't even let me lick her butthole.
Right.
I've been limerent for my LO for 20 years. We were NC, no contact, for about 18 years until she messaged me 2 years ago and we talked daily. She's a therapist and a Christian, and I am in a crappy marriage, which she knew about. I disclosed it last month. Told her everything, my feelings, what limerence is, since most therapists don't know what it is. Most rational people
Right.
know what it is.
Oh, God. I thought you were just reading their word wrong. I was going to say, well, it's probably like two words that you're combining.
Well, before I start pronouncing it wrong and somebody jump my ass like they like to do, I need to make sure, let's get this, how to say it so that we're saying it right.
Let me see the word.
Well, no, I'm just going to get her to say it out loud.
I thought you were combining two words, and I was just not going to say anything.
Limerence.
No, it's limerence.
Limerence. Yeah, it's not Oregon. That one. Those.
How are you saying it?
So the way that it's, because I said it wrong again. It's gin. So like Gin. Gin.
Oregon.
As in like begin. Oregon.
What were you saying, though?
I think I said Oregon the first time.
Oh, Oregon.
Which is a way that you could read that if you.
I mean, technically, it's not even Oregon. It's just Oregon.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just Oregon. Yeah, you just
don't even say any.
You don't
of the
even
words.
try.
Oregon.
It's like oil. It's Oregon.
All right, so she asked me for some time to process everything. A week later, I got an email from her saying she doesn't want to be friends anymore and doesn't think we should be in contact anymore. So that's pretty fucking good on her then. Like she messaged 2 years ago and we talked daily. She's a therapist, blah, blah, blah. I disclosed last month, told her everything. So then a week later, I got an email saying she doesn't want to be friends anymore and doesn't think we should be in contact anymore. She said I put her unknowingly in an emotional affair, which I really didn't know what that was, and she wouldn't be a part of that.
Oh, well, yeah, but most therapists don't even know the word limerence, so I was teaching her about emotions.
She then blocked me on social media, and I've been in hell ever since. So in my case, opening up did not repair the connection. It severed it completely. I regret disclosing. So that was a post from December 29th, 2022. So 3 years to the day. And then on the 9th of January, 2023, he put, my LO is single. At least she was was back when I last talked to her. That doesn't fucking matter. I hate how pathetic Limerence had made me. Original post on the 21st of December. So we're going back in time. So this is, I don't know why they didn't put these in order. So usually the only...
Dylan just hit puberty, buddy.
Just hit puberty.
Fuck yeah! Welcome to the.
Do I have a chest hair?
Welcome to manhood, bud.
Oh man, I got bills and shit to pay now.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks wholly.
So usually the only time I get distracted enough to stop thinking of my LO is at work. Today I had to go visit a client at their office. We had a meeting in their conference room. Turns out they named their conference rooms after towns in my state. And of course, the one we meet at is the one named where my LO lives, and she doesn't live in a big town. At this point, I think God is just playing a cruel joke. Because as soon as I saw that, I almost broke down. Luckily, I held it in and did my work like I was supposed to. But if that really fucked with my head, that's not a complete sentence, you fuck. But if that really fucked with my head, period. That's the whole sentence. That's not how you write a fucking sentence, you douche. Now I'm sitting here just pathetically thinking about her again, and I hate this. I hate this, Limerence. I have no peace. You have a fucking wife, you piece of shit.
Is this sub full of people that's also like partaking in the delusions? Like it can't be rational people giving rational advice, or they would not have a limerence themselves.
I think we need to go down that rabbit hole.
We do.
This
is something that we're going to have to dive into. Maybe we have a limerence episode next week.
I think that'll be Widderly Wednesday. Like Widderly Wednesday. Like we just go to Limerence and find these guys that are pining for...
Because we can have our neck beards, limerence, all sorts of stuff. And if you have a subreddit that you think we should dive into, let us know about it.
1 month, no contact. My letter that I won't send. It's officially 1 month since my LO said she doesn't want to be friends after I disclosed, and now being in no contact. I did something that some people advise, and I wrote a letter. But since I wrote it on my phone, I can't burn it. So I'll post it here, and maybe that will help. At least I know I sent it.
Let me read the letter. Because I feel like this needs a different deliverance.
So stop before the bold down there at the bottom.
So I end with the goodbye?
Yep.
All right. Hello. Today marks 1 month since I got your email saying you don't want to be friends or keep in contact. I kept true to my word. I haven't contacted you, but I did see one thing that hurt. When I went to archive our Facebook chat, I saw that you not only unfriended me, you blocked me. That hurt. This whole month has been hell. If there isn't a time I'm not distracted by my kids or work, you are on my mind. I can't stop thinking of you. Sometimes it's just reaching out to you and being friends again. Sometimes it's me wishing we were together. Sometimes I just imagine your smile or hearing your voice and I smile. But then I come back to reality and I'm back to being miserable again. I wonder if you think about me. Not even in the way I think about you. I doubt it. I honestly don't see how you could just cut off our friendship that easily. I guess it's your therapy training. I guess I shouldn't have talked. I've cut off people that I thought were my friends who hurt me. I know I caused you hurt and confusion, so I guess I can't blame you. But damn it, if that didn't hurt seeing that you blocked me, that's not a sentence. But I get what he's trying to do it like. He's like, but damn it, if that didn't hurt seeing you blocked me. He just don't know how to write. I guess it just sucks that after these feelings for 20 years and for the past 2 years talking to you almost every day, it's over. I never really speak to you again. I honestly would just wish I had one more chance to talk to you because I know exactly what I would say. I would tell you I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt you or if I caused you... I'm sorry for any hurt I caused you telling you my feelings. I'm sorry that you felt that I unknowingly put you in an emotional affair. I honestly didn't know what that was until your email. I thought affairs involved two people, but I did some research after you emailed, and you were right, and I am sorry. You're the last person I wanted to hurt, and I'm so sorry. I guess that's all I can say. Goodbye, milady.
One morsel? Just one
Not
morsel,
even a
please?
morsel. Just send me a picture of a labia close up. That'll be fine with me.
Nip slip. Wow.
That was a lot.
No regard for his wife still.
Imagine your wife is sitting here and just like he won't be any bit emotional. He won't show any emotion. Tell me his feelings, and then he just is like, "My love, I am sorry. I have bear a burden upon you. I have laid this burden upon you unknowingly by reluctantly not knowing what an emotional affair was. I caused your feelings to be dismantled by my actions." And then he's just giving all this shit to a woman that is like, yeah, we dated when we were like 18, and yeah, he liked one of my posts. So I was like, oh, hey, what you up to? And then he was, I should have seen the signs when he was like, my lady, welcome to my chats. I should have seen that there was probably something else afoot here.
I thought he was just going to pitch me an MLM, but
right,
never came.
That was like the best case scenario. Or that's why she messaged him, was to pitch him an MLM. It's just to be like, hey, have you heard of Herbalife? I bought thousands of her products, yet she never one time had sex with me. I guarantee you there's been a moment, there has been somebody out there, a lady, who a guy had, because he just had the biggest crush on her in high school. And then she hits him back up and he's like, fuck yeah, I'm about to get some pussy. And she was like, do you know you could cure cancer with these oils? He's like, give me 50 of them.
You know, that's a perfect business strategy, though. Like, if a woman's like, I know all these guys that were like hot after me and I didn't want anything to do with them. Let me just allude to there being a morsel of pussy and then just get them to sign up with my downline, and then I'm rich.
I think that's where OnlyFans really gets its, you know, like they went to high school with that girl and they had a big crush on her. It's like, oh, well, check out my OnlyFans. Where I flick my beans specifically for you.
And 100 other guys that also specifically I flick it for them.
And then I have sex with my boyfriend after we get done.
And you guys get to watch me have sex with me.
Yeah. But I'll say your name for $4.99 a month.
All right. So this is One Small Step, originally posted the 9th of January, 2023. It's officially past midnight, so I can say I officially did something I haven't done in years. I haven't looked at a picture of my LO. When we used to talk, she would send me pictures of her. Nothing sexual or anything like that, just her smiling. I've kept those pictures, and when I looked at them, it would put a smile on my face. Today, for the first time in years, I didn't go looking for those pictures.
I need to hit this guy up because I want to see how hot this lady is. Okay. I just got to do it. I need to hit him up and be like, I gotta see what you were what pictures are you keeping that has got you this obsessed?
Well, it's literally just the thought of something he can't have. Like, that's why, like, he made the mistake of after he met this other woman, that he still thought of this girl, had he nailed her too, had he had sex with both of them,
this would not be a problem.
No. But since it's always the what could have been.
Well, you know, seeing her being a therapist, she should understand my plight. So
send me a morsel of pussy.
That's right. Yes. And then I will be able to love again.
I will fall in love with my wife for the first time in 20 years. All right. That's not to say I didn't think on her. I thought about her a lot today. I know some people on this subreddit will just say to delete those pictures. I can't. Not yet. I know it's strange, but I just don't have the strength yet to delete them. For now, I'll just see if I can repeat this step again. All right, so this is 4 days later. I think my LO is indirectly posting about me.
This is what I wanted. This is what I want to hear. I want to see the post where he's like, she must be talking about me in this post.
My LO is a therapist, not my personal one, and she has her own practice. When we used to talk, I tried to help her with her social media. I told her she needed to post more on her Facebook page since she only did it once every few months. She didn't listen since she really isn't a social media person. Some context for the next part. I disclosed to her back in November, and she blocked me in December and have been no contact ever since. Fast forward to this week. I still follow her business page, and she's made 3 posts this week, which is strange for her. All these posts were about one topic: boundaries. The one from today really got to me. It said that something along the lines of, boundaries mean you love yourself, even if you disappoint others. Maybe it's the limerence, but with these posts, I feel like she's talking about me. It's just strange to me that she doesn't post on there at all, then all of a sudden she's posting almost daily about something she did to me. Maybe I'm reading too deep into this. All I know is I miss her and wish I could talk to her again, even if it's just as friends. All right. And
So
then
beautiful.
these are OP's husband's posts on divorce.
I love how emotional this guy is. You know, he's very he is able to wield his emotions and put them in such phrases that we understand wholly what he feels. If he could just do this with his wife, that would be cool.
It's so crazy that you would let somebody be second place in your life the whole time. Like, and to not want enough for yourself that you will just accept second place the whole time. Like, throughout his whole marriage, he's always been like that lady. And then he went 18 years still being a shit fucking husband and started talking to this girl 18 years later. And then for 2 years talking to her and not once being like, you know what? I'm going to take my shot.
This is it right here. Yep.
This guy's fucking so delusional. All right, so this was in November of 2022. Starting to think about it, tell me why I shouldn't. This is in Our Divorce Men. I've been married for 15 years with 2 kids. Over the past few years, I've been really unhappy in my marriage. My wife graduated college before me, so she moved back to her hometown to get a job, a really rural area. Naturally, when I left college, I followed and got a job in a bigger city near us. But for what I do, I really need to be in bigger cities. I've told my wife this, but she doesn't listen. We built our house on part of land her family owns, so now we live on the same street as her family. It's become a real problem in our marriage. My in-laws like to butt in on things that don't concern them, especially when it comes to raising and disciplining our children. At home, my wife barely talks to me. When she gets home, she takes out about an hour nap, then claims she's too tired to cook. So nearly every night, I have to go get us something to eat. That's every wife.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
every
What
single
are you
wife
talking about,
ever.
dude? Yeah. This is marriage, dog. You are both tired people. So just imagine this guy. Okay. Imagine she's going through what you're going through. Okay. And she doesn't want to cook. I don't hear you saying, well, so I have to get in that kitchen and I have to throw some things together. No, you're saying, so I have to go run and get some food. Well, why is that? Oh, because
You expected her
Yeah,
to do
you
it,
expect her to get off work and then cook a whole fucking meal, which feels like a job in and of itself. When my wife is so tired and she's like, I'm going to order food, I'm like, okay.
My wife every day will be like, oh, we don't have anything at home. I'm like, I'll make, like, if that's your excuse for us not eating at home, like, I will cook a million times over. But like, mine is a monetary thing. Since we are broke, I'm like, it costs $15 to feed all of us here at the house. It costs one of us $15 to eat out.
Right.
So we're just gonna eat at home. But I end up taking that because
Well, usually when she says it, it's pizza. So that's, $20 feeds the whole family.
yeah, no,
Pizza's a godsend.
it's like $30 for us to get pizza
Really?
because we always usually do Domino's, and so it's like 2 pizzas, some Parmesan bites, and
I
a
see, that's where
soda.
you're fucking up. Yeah. See, y'all are getting sodas and shit. I would never get a soda from a pizza place. Them bitches will be like fucking $7.
Yeah, no, it's like it's in a meal package, so like it's like $20-some for 2 pizzas, Parmesan bites, and whatever.
See, I am like, and it's not even that because I used to cook. The problem with me cooking, so say I'm cooking like chicken or cooking anything on stovetop, is that I'm so worried about it being done. Whatever we're eating, you're getting bits of. Like I'm cutting it up so much to check that if it's done or not.
Get a thermometer.
Yeah, so I don't trust that because I'm like, it still looks like because what if the temp's not right? And I question myself the whole time while I'm cooking that the food is almost unedible. I don't know what it is. But I'm dog shit at it. Also, one time I tried to cook us hot dogs, which is the easiest thing to prepare for anybody, and I gave everybody food poisoning. I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, it's probably when you scratched your ass mid cook.
Mid-cook, got some of them doo-doo particles in there. Yeah.
All right, I've even offered to cook, but my wife has refused that. So that puts a strain on our finances. When dinner is done, she is usually on her phone, shopping for crap we don't need. Once again, that's just marriage. Like, that's just marriage. Like, I don't get, like, you act like there's this, leprechaun out there that has all the right things. No, there's no, like, unicorn wife. Like, we all have our shit. And a lot of times with women, it's buying stuff we don't need that we don't have money for. Like, that just comes par for the course. And then you guys work, but like, you're a shit too. Like, the responsibilities of, taking care of the household and the kids and all that stuff. I imagine there's stuff you're sleeping on there, bud. So, there's stereotypes for a reason. And you sound like you've got a very normal marriage.
Relationship, yeah.
But when she's with her family, she talks all the time to them. sex is I'm sorry to keep interjecting. Like a lot of times, like when my wife is telling me stuff, like I'm like, let's get to the point of where we're getting to.
Well,
this in
also
the
you gotta
conversation.
think that like you spend every day with your wife.
Yes.
So when something new happens, you're told immediately. When they see somebody that they haven't seen in 1 or 2 weeks,
There's a ton to
there's
catch up on.
all this shit to catch up on. So, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what fairy tale this guy thinks that he's going to have with this other lady too, that it's not going to be exactly the same.
So the best time to talk, though, I don't know if you've found this, when the husband is like in the midst of watching a movie or a show, that is the best time to ask as many questions as possible and like spread them out over like minutes.
Or I just started doing a task.
Yeah, that's a good time too.
That's the number one time, and I need to focus on this. That's the number one time to, not when I've not been doing anything, not when we're having a conversation, but once I've started something that I need to finish, where I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta post a video or something like that. Please interject and tell me a 10-minute story that has nothing to do with anything. Please,
love.
I welcome it. Yes.
Well, see, it's a test for how committed are you to taking away this distraction so that you can focus.
Well, I'm like posting it at the time because I'm like, it's like 7 o'clock. I'm trying to get this video out, and I have to like watch the video to make sure like I do the caption right because this is a video that I made like 2 years ago, but I'm reposting. And then she comes up and she's telling me this, and she's like, "Keep doing what you're doing." And I'm like, "Okay." So, and she's like, "You're not even listening to me." You said keep doing what I'm doing. Also, this story is a nothing burger of a story.
I swear, like, and I love my wife and having those conversations. However, it's like 15 minutes. It's like the post, but there was a lot of relevant information in that we needed to know about, the backstory of the family and structure and all that stuff. However, with wives, all the backstory, so you don't need a update of all the backstory of the story. So just get to actually preface with a lead of like, this is the question I have. I'm going to give you some backstory of it. And then when I feel like I've got enough backstory, then I can interject. But they put like 15 minutes of this meandering conversation. And then at the end, it's like, what should we have for dinner tonight? Well, we could have just skipped the whole story. Just go. Like, I could give you an answer without any of that extraneous detail.
What was that voice you just made, by the way?
What voice?
Because like it was like mid Dylan laugh, and I swear to God, it was like Kermit the Frog. Because you're like, what should we have here? I swear to God, when people listen to that, they're gonna be like, yeah, Dylan made a look. So you've went through puberty and turned into Kermit the Frog in one podcast.
Well, I'm like right next to Kermit the Frog with my voice naturally. So.
Are you? Patrick Mahomes, there is never anybody that could be like I thought people were like being a dick to him by dubbing over his videos because I'm not so into football. I'm gonna know what every quarterback sounds like, but like they play a video of his.
He sounds like Kermit.
Yeah, and he's like, we're just out there, and I'm trying to connect with the guys and everything, and I'm like, oh, what a dick to take his fucking video, and then I'm like, who posted NFL? You're such dicks for doing this. The actual NFL official page taking a meme and making fun of a man, but that's it. That's his voice. That's his voice.
Well, he's got a second career.
And don't be like, hey, don't make fun of his voice. Well, he's a multimillionaire who plays football for a living. He's got a great life. I can imagine what sex with him and his wife is like. Oh my God, it's so wow, you're so wet right now. I can't. I was gonna get nasty with it, but I don't want to do that.
All right, so where are we at?
My God, you're so tight.
So
wow.
Sex is basically non-existent. We do some sexual stuff maybe once a month, but it's only when she's in the mood. When I ask, I get shut down or ignored. Marriage.
May I please have some pussy?
I've given up everything so she could have the safe, boring life she wanted, and it's put a strain on my mental health. But every time I want to do something for me, she complains or acts annoyed. Everything I've mentioned, I've brought up several times over the years. We usually have about 2 big arguments every year. She keeps promising to change, but she never does. The only reasons I'm still in this marriage is because I'm a Christian and my kids. But my mental health can't take this anymore. Am I being selfish or what?
I think you're being selfish, bud.
Yeah, because like it's a marriage, and you're not gonna have wild, passionate sex until the kids move out, and then you can invite your LO over and have a 3-way.
I think my only saving grace is like, once a week, my wife will drink tequila like on a Saturday night, and then It doesn't matter if Mikey's ready to have sex or not. She's ready, so who am I to say no? But I'm pretty sure if she didn't do any of that, then it'd be like a, once, twice a month thing. And I'm cool with that because I also am not like, I don't know what it is too, because the sex when you're in a relationship is great. Like it's great and it's fulfilling. And I think that's the part is it's just fulfilling. And then you have other things that you love to do. I love playing Call of Duty with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's what, if you were like, hey, Mike, you can either choose to have sex with your wife every day or play Call of Duty. Guess which one I'm gonna pick? I'm gonna pick the emotionally fulfilling things too. And I think people just put way too much weight on sex. I think it's people who have just dull lives.
I think part of it too, though, is I think for women they want to be desired. Like and if you don't actively like pursue them all the time, then they feel like they're not being desired, and so they think something's wrong. And
or they don't feel desirable. Yeah. And then also too, if your wife's workload is just a lot of shit. If people can be tired. Like imagine, well, it's hard for guys because guys, once again, you could just your wife could be like, let's have sex right now. You could have just woken up and be like, shit, all right. You could have just got done with a 12-hour shift. You're like, all right. But like imagine being super, super fucking exhausted, and then someone's just like, let's have sex right now.
And ultimately, the whole event is occurring at her place. She has a vagina that has to then like turn on juices and stuff to keep things moving. So like if she's not feeling it, then it's not feeling it for her. Like there has to be something, like it's all occurring. You're not bringing a lot to the table. Like you're bringing the fucking key, but like the rest of the process is happening inside her body. So she has a lot more to do. Not that she has to physically like do them.
Oh yeah, because I'm about to say women do not put in the work the guys have to put in.
No, but her body has to do that. And so like if you're not turning her on, you're not making anything exciting. Like you're not doing, like it's just technically work for her because it's all occurring at her place, not at your place.
Because before marriage, women will do that shit where they're like on their feet and they're like bouncing on it. As soon as you sign that contract, buddy, that's the first thing that goes, well, they're like, well, that hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah. And it's just like, well, why didn't you say, I feel like this should just get taken away because, and then just like the on top stuff, it's just like, I've had a really, so it's like, why do I got to do all the work? Okay. I get it. I'm great at it. Okay. You ain't got to tell me. But you know what? Sometimes I like to be treated.
Yeah.
But that's marriage.
Yeah.
And also too, it doesn't matter what this new woman is saying. She'll be like, I swear to God, I'll bounce on it. I'll bounce on it like I was trying to fucking.
For the first month.
Yeah, that's it for the first month. And then guess what? After that little love, they're going to be like, that hurts. So I want to do something that's in a better position that is going to feel more comfortable.
Yep. That's.
We digress and we continue.
So this is our divorce. So he's moved from our divorce men to our divorce. This is December 12th. So 2 things have happened recently that make me question getting a divorce. The first is consulting with an attorney. He was very blunt, which I appreciated, but he suggested that I try counseling first because it's going to be very expensive between fees and child support I'll probably have to pay. Honestly, I don't think counseling will help, and I really don't want to.
What page are we on this?
9.
9.
Of 10.
I still got a 1 out of 3. We're deep into this. Yeah. Look, and this is what I think too. For the sake of being able to spend more time on an episode, I do think we just go back to 3. 3 a week, and then we can have our hour and a half, 2 hour long episodes.
So 3, it becomes a weird thing of like, when do we post them? I mean, I guess we can go Tuesday through Thursday.
I like that, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I like that though. But with 3, we're able to, spend time on it, take time on it.
Yeah. I mean, the people want to listen to as long as we do. So they'd be happy if we did a 3-hour episode every day.
That's not, that's a rough.
Yeah.
I also found out too, I don't have to be as entertaining. I could just sit here, I can listen, I can let Dylan tell his story, and I could just sit back and take a break. But 3 hours, that's rough. That's a lot.
We just need to get you an ashtray.
We get an ashtray. We do these outside, and I'm just like, damn. And then what do you say? Fuck yeah. I don't know why I would cough, but
And sound like you were drinking a Bud
Yeah.
Light with the other hand.
And it sound like I've been smoking Newport menthols for about 35 years and from Brooklyn.
I mean, you do smoke Newport.
I saw
hundreds.
I've been going through like SNL's greatest skits, and I don't know what kind of like haterade I had for SNL, being like they only got like 10 good skits and this many. They have so many good ones, and I've been watching all of them. And there was one, and it had Bill Burr in it, and it was like what Bostonians think of the new Samuel Adams, and it was like we got real Bostonians, and the first two people are not. Like, they're like, wow, and I can really taste the pumpkin flavor. And then, like, Bill Burr tries and he's like, this is dog shit. This is like something I would put in the fridge, and, you know, I'd forget about it for about 3 months. And then my boy would come over and be like, hey, man, you got anything to drink? He's like, I got these weird pumpkin things in the fridge. I mean, they're not great, but they'll get us drunk. Like, you'll get a little buzz from it. And then there's part where he's, like, arguing with his son in the grocery store. He's like, is this the day? Is this the day you become a man and put your hands on dad? It's so good. You got to watch it. Bill Burr is a national fucking treasure.
He is fantastic. So talking about the counseling, and then the second is last night I was picking up my daughter from a party, and she said that my wife told her that I act like I don't love her, my wife, anymore. This is true, but I had to lie to my daughter.
What? This is true, but wow, why would you tell my daughter that?
My daughter then said she'd be devastated if we got a divorce. As much as I want to leave my wife, I don't think I can do that to my kids. I know a lot of people stay together for the kids. It looks like I might have to as well. You're a fucking such a douche.
A dick canoe, man. This dude is a bitch.
All right, and so this is 6 days later, or no, this is January 15th. This realization pisses me off, and it was posted in Our Divorced Men. I'm still debating on getting a divorce, but I just came to a realization tonight. I like to play video games. I have a group of gaming friends, but I honestly don't play much anymore because when I do, my wife gets mad, either because she says I'm too loud or I'm not spending time with her. So when I want to play, I have to ask her if she's cool with it. However, she'll make plans and do shit all the time without consulting me. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the one having to walk on eggshells so she doesn't get upset. I don't know how much more of this I can take. You're a fucking 15-year-old. Like, come on.
Do you know, and this is the thing too, like if you sit next to your wife daily, okay, because this is what I do. If you sit next to your wife and you just rub her legs and you talk to her about anything, whatever in life, as soon as you leave to go play video games with the kids or whatever, your friends, you don't hear shit. You don't even got to ask. You can just go do it. That's what I don't get, because guys will be like, I have to ask to play video games. It's like, because you play video games too much. That's all you do. You get off work and then you start playing video games. And then you treat her like she's a non-existent person. If you sit there and just like lightly just like rub the top of her legs, talk about your day. It doesn't even have to be for an hour. Just some time to say, hey, you're a person and whatever, spend some time with them. You can then leave and go play video games for however long you want to. 5 o'clock in the morning. She might say, hey, I think we're fucking up by being up at 5 o'clock in the morning playing games because you got work in the morning and you're really going to hate it when you have to get up. But whatever. I don't understand. If you just do just a tiny little bit, they don't usually give a fuck what you do. Unless they're a shitty person. But in this case, we know that your wife is not a shitty person.
No, you are a shitty person.
You are a terrible person who has a laminate. What the fuck do they call it?
Limerence.
Limerence. You have a limerence. You have an obsession, an obsessed. What's a better word? Because limerence, I don't like when people give words to.
Stalker?
Yeah, stalker. When you're a stalker and you have feelings for somebody that doesn't know you have feelings for them, and then a person that's like, hey, if you put a little bit of effort into this, we can have a relationship. You're just a dork, dude.
When you have kids, so you have a family, and the one thing you were with this woman long enough to get married and have kids, there's got to be some sort of feelings there. You've talked yourself out of those feelings, whether it was early on or all the way 20 years from now. You've talked yourself out of like, oh, I'm sorry, I love my wife and literally will be with her for the rest of my life as long as she's going to stick around and not fuck somebody else. That's the only way.
That's the one thing.
Those two things will change that outcome. But other than that, I am ride or die going to be with her for the rest of my life. I have all these things going on, and I realize that I'm partially responsible to make sure that this ride continues to go down the tracks the way that it's supposed to. And like the fact that you can't see that in 20 years, you could have made this relationship at all better, like somewhat better, by being a partner instead of just the husband in the scenario. Like, she doesn't have to bend to your will, you don't have to bend to hers, but you guys could come together and make a rational go at this. But you're still hung up on fucking this make-believe chick from when you were 19.
I mean, she's a real person. Just the whole relationship he has.
Who she is in his mind is made up.
Right.
She is not that person. She is some mythical being that he has created, and she does not exist in this world as he
I was
believes
really
her.
hoping he was going to make a post about her so we could kind of get like how he views her in his brain.
But like in any moment, you could fucking start working on yourself and then falling back in love with your wife. You liked her for enough to date her and then marry her. You can't say that this other woman you just gave up on because like you had to have liked her
right
in some way, shape, or form to get married and then have kids. And like, yes, life gets hard. Kids make life harder for like a marriage.
Well, I mean, he really did marry the first person that gave him pussy, so.
Yeah. And that can be a mistake, but also like the pussy is the same.
Any relationship is what you make it.
Yes, the pussy is the same on another body somewhere else. Like it's not all about the pussy, and he's making make believing that this other woman is this cherished treasure that he would just have the best, most fulfilling life with. No, in a few months it will be the exact same as what you're in right now. You can choose to like try and work together to be a good relationship, or you can go, out there on the market. And I'm sorry, bud, it's not gonna be good for you. Like it is not gonna. Like honestly,
like imagine he gets with her and then he finds out she has a naturally wide set vagina. And then he's like, what? And then if she's turned on too and the vagina widens and he's just like, what's happening? And then he just like thinks of his wife and just how fucking, well, I guess, if they have sex now, they don't love each other. So the sex, have you ever, there was one guy at a party and he was like, yeah, when me and my girl has sex, I'm always like hitting the back wall. And I'm just like, I'm sorry for you, bud. Sorry that you can't make sex that appealing to her that, the vagina fucking lengthens and you're not hitting the back. Or congratulations for having such a large penis. I've never heard anybody ever utter those words about you. I'm sorry, but like when you were growing up and you had friends that had huge dicks, you knew. And it wasn't because they were like, hey, I have a huge dick. It's because you would look at their girlfriend in the eyes and you would just see fear because you knew what she was about to go through that night. She'd just be like, yeah, we're going to go home and make love. She just looked like she just got out of war. And I was like, I never heard that about you, so I assume that you're just having some very unappealing sex.
The only time I ever heard about penis size was when I would sleep with somebody that had slept with one of my friends, and they would give up the goods on whether it was bigger or smaller or whatever, but I didn't know. I'd never see. Because, in our day, we didn't do gym class the way the old school people did, where you'd go in after gym class and shower, and I never knew the size of my friends' dicks other than where I stood in line.
Right, yeah.
That was about it.
Like the girl's just like, yeah, man, he's just like fucking, he's packing meat. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to sit there like, fuck, well, what am I? I've trained for this.
It's the effort.
I've read books. Yeah. I've read for this. And then she looks at you and she's like, oh, by the way, I don't like cunnilingus. And you're just like, fuck.
I'm fucked.
Fuck. Everything's just went out the window.
My cheat code no longer works on this game.
Words I have never heard a woman utter.
I've heard them, and I'm just like, just give me a second.
Right, yeah.
Just hold your thought on that.
Wait a minute. Are you sure?
Yeah, I heard one girl was like, it doesn't, like, I've never came because of that. I was like, okay.
I've heard more women say that they cannot climax because of vaginal intercourse than.
Yeah. I mean, well, that one's so weird because it is a timing issue of like, everything could be going great, and then if the rhythm gets switched up, then it's like starting over. I mean, it's like when a girl's going down and she's like, God, it's taking so long. I was like, well, if you just stop fucking talking in this moment, it's like I was almost there, and now we got to reset back to the beginning.
It's
again.
more of the like the twist pump. Yes, I was like, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
So you see, when those cavemen are starting a fire, they have to keep ramping up the speed. Like, just keep doing that.
That's what I'm saying too, because it's like, imagine people who take that off of porn, that it has to be that just like rough. And it's like, I can't do that for it, because you don't have to.
No.
You don't have to do that. I don't think people want that. If you could keep a steady pace for 10 minutes at most.
Oh yeah, no. If you get the right pace going, it could be just
Right, just a minute or two, and then bam, you're at the finish line. That's all you got to do is keep pace.
But see, right when I'm about there, that's when you need to take your break, and so then you reset the clock.
But that's also with eating a girl out too. Is like you can't once you like start.
How many times have you been like in that pain where you're like, oh, I can't hang for very much longer, and then you notice that it's about to happen, so you're like, fuck it, just gotta keep with it.
Yeah, gotta keep.
My hands cramping up, my tongue's like, nope.
Yeah, you power through it. Yeah, but it's like when you start the race to the finish line after you've got prepped up. There's prep. Imagine you're about to run a race, okay? And you get your running shoes on, your shorts, you get dressed for it, you get your little name tag, okay? You start running the race. You're running the race now, and then you want to stop to re-put on your shoes, you don't do that. No, you gotta once you're starting to go, that's where you got to keep rhythm and everything. And I think that's where a lot of guys, because I don't think the majority of guys despise doing it. I just think that they don't know how to do it. Like they'll get in the moment and you're turned on doing it and everything like that. But then they want to start doing the pretty sexual stuff again after they have started doing the main rhythm. I don't want to get too far into that before we turn it to a different podcast.
My thought always on it was, as long as I got a couple points on the board, no matter how the game finished, the rest of the way out, I've already
scored that. Yep.
This has been a winning game. It's a winning game no matter how this plays out, and we can have fun, we can do whatever. But like if something pops
I'm starting to feel like this is Fight Club, man, and you are my other. There's never been a Dylan. It's just been Mike. That's how I feel when you talk about this, because that's it. I'm exactly the same. Because then she'll be like, oh God, come have sex with me for a second. I'm like, no, we can't start that.
Just give it a minute.
If I go back to doing that, that's a longer fiasco now. Yeah. Once penetration happens, the time that it takes to climax through oral has extended. I got to get points on the board first because, it's been like a week. I ain't done nothing in my spare time. You know what I'm saying? So I can feel what's going on down here, and he's got maybe 10 pumps in them. Okay.
Well, and I already enjoy what we're doing right now. So like, and that's the wild thing. I've only had one girl that was like very aroused by her on me. And like, she said she was reaching the finish line while she was doing that. And I was like, what? This has never happened to me in my life. But like for me, while I'm down there, like the finish line for me gets really close because I'm really excited about getting her to the finish line. So like, yeah, if it goes immediately from that to penetration, I'm like, well, this game is over quick. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get all the points that I need to stack up so that either way, it's a good review. I'm winning the game. Like, this is game over.
That's right.
So yeah.
That's right. But I think because I'm like, I have to get this finished or this is going to be a negative experience. Not for me.
Already?
Not for me. Yeah, not for me.
Well, and it is a race. So if you let her finish first and then you finish really fast afterwards, it's still, she finished first.
You gave her the head start. So
she won the race.
Yep.
All right. So this is on the 10th of January, 2023 in Christian marriage. These are comments from OPs on divorce. Not going to lie, divorce has crossed my mind. Only 2 reasons I stay is because technically I don't have a biblical reason to, as well as my kids. He doesn't have a reason to leave because of the Bible. All right, and then, why are these all out of order, you fucks? Our divorce. This is the one reason I'm hesitant about divorce because I know I'll get screwed over because of my kids. Even a lawyer I did a free consultation with said I'll be paying child support without even really diving deep into my case. That shows how fucked up and sexist the courts are to fathers. No, you're probably not even a good dad.
Yeah, you play video games all day, dude.
All right, and then this is in our Limerence. I honestly wish that I could leave my wife and be with my LO. My marriage is shitty. We're basically just roommates. We don't even sleep in the same bed. The only reason I'm still in it is because of my kids. I guess I'm selfish, but I can't stand being without them. And to be quite honest, we have a sexist justice system when it comes to divorce that sees the dad as less important than the mom, so I know I'll lose.
I love how everybody else is the problem, though.
Yes.
In his life, it's the court systems are the problem. The wife is the problem.
Well, I mean, that's the crazy thing is the court system is fucked all the way around. It's fucked against dads, but then it's fucked against like good moms. It's just fucked. Like, and usually the person that should have the kids doesn't get the kids.
Right. Yeah.
You shouldn't have the kids, dude. Like, your wife sounds like she's solidly a great mom, takes care of them, like does everything, and sounds like she's a pretty decent fucking wife to you too. But you're shit. All right, so in our divorce, I love my kids too much that I couldn't imagine being apart from them. Plus, financially, even if I were to get divorced, I probably could afford a studio apartment, and that's not good for them when they would come to my place. So for now, I'm staying, but I try my best to hide my unhappiness from my kids. But my eldest has picked up on some of it, so I have to lie to her so she doesn't get upset. It sucks, but if it makes them happier, I guess I'll stay. And this is the last one. In our divorce men, where I'm at, you have to be separated for a year before you can finalize your divorce. I'd use that year to actually have time for myself, something I haven't had since I was 19. You're a fucking married man. This whole like have time to yourself thing. Like I think of it, I'm like, man, just imagine if I didn't have anything that I could just, and then I'd just blow the fucking day and I'd be back to where I'm at.
I do a big nothing burger of a day, and I was like, well, I just wish I would have spent time with my kids.
Yes,
that's why I became a streamer. Me and Dylan set it up, and then I streamed like 3 times, and I quit because I was like, I did it, and then I got home, and I was like, oh, now my daughter's going to bed. I can't spend time with her. My son's going to bed. Can't spend time. My wife's going to bed. I can't spend time with anybody. So I wasted a perfectly good night on playing a video game.
Something that you thought was going to be fun, and like that's the thing is he's hung up on this Limerence. What was it? Limerence? I don't know what the O stood for, but
obsession
should be, yeah.
Limerence object.
Oh. You're calling the person a fucking object. Like that should tell you right there.
That was my thing though. I was like, is that subreddit like full? Is that for people, or is that for like I'm obsessed with this?
I think from what it said in the definition, it's a obsession with another person of some sort.
Like I just want to get in there and see, like, get into the subreddit, and then someone be like, I'm obsessed with Tide Pods. Think about them every day. How do they get them in there?
They're engineered so well.
Yeah, how do they get them in there? Why do they taste so delicious? And
I can't believe that was a trend.
That was a trend.
Well, I think it was a joke, and then people ended up trending.
That's what happens is like someone will start it as like a rumor, and then like high school kids will be like, well, since everybody else is doing it, I'll do it. And then they die.
Die, like instantly.
One trend that I did love was the milk crate trend.
Oh, people trying to stand on top of milk crates? Fucking idiots.
Yeah, because that gave us the ooh. Because there was no way you could fall off the milk crates, and I seen many of people do it
and not
get fucked up.
Oh yeah,
and not get fucked up. And if you're willing to do that for my entertainment, kudos to you. You fucking hero. You absolute hero of a person.
So back to this guy though, like I feel so bad for his kids because there's no way he's a good dad.
I think that is the story we're gonna wrap up on because we do got stuff to do today. So. But we'll save this other submission, which, I mean, technically it is a submission, but it's a
Reddit submission.
And what's so funny is, guess where it was given to us from? Reddit on Wiki. And I was like, oh, we can't steal a Reddit on Wiki story, but then they had taken it from Smosh. So it is going to make its way from Smosh to Reddit on Wiki all the way to us.
Yeah, I don't know which way that went. But the one that they found was posted on or shared on Reddit for Wiki, so...
Yeah,
Reddit on Wiki.
That's where we get it from. So this will be the third baby daddy for this one.
Is this story like a very promiscuous story?
It is a very promiscuous story
because it's already been through 2 other Reddit podcasts.
It is, yeah, and it, kind of on par. It is as a straight man, vaginas are badly optimized, which
false.
Yeah, not true.
We just spent 30 minutes talking about
right.
it.
Yeah, I think it's just like imagine looking at a plate of food that you're going to love that you want to eat and then just be like, well, it's not presented in an appetizing way. I just think that you don't actually love it.
Yeah, no, I've never looked at it and like,
yeah. So once you say as a straight man and then you start, I'm just like,
lies. You started this with a lie,
which is crazy because my wife was in a relationship with another woman and then she also thought that vaginas looked weird. But then the other person in the relationship didn't like to do that. And I'm like, I thought that was the whole foundation of that kind of relationship. I was baffled by it.
Well, I've talked with my wife about it, and she's like, I don't know, like, how, like for me, it is like a video game or anything like that. Like, I want to get some high scores, and
that's right,
like,
yeah.
And I want to figure that thing out and like know the cheat codes and like how do I get from there to there, and like I'm always trying to like optimize that. And for me, I just didn't like if you want to like swing for the other team for a minute, like you should want to like bring your A game, and that should be exciting for you. But like, yeah, to be in a lesbian relationship and not just want to like rack up that scoreboard.
I thought that's why we were in it. Like because that's something too, man. Like, me standing next to a gay guy, in the battlefield that is sex, in the all-encompassing battlefield that is sex, there's not a lot of commonality shared. Of course, as a guy, gay dudes like the same shit as guys like, straight guys like. But when it comes to lesbians, when I'm standing there in the battlefield, I know that is an ally. That is somebody in the battlefield of sex that has the same alignment as me. And then to hear
the same fights.
Then to hear something like that, I'm like, well, whose side are you on? Like, there's no side that you can possibly present yourself.
Well, that's the thing is if you were gay, like it would be the same game.
Like, because it's boobs? Because I don't think being straight is a liking boobs is just a requirement for straight people or gay women. I think
everybody loves boobs.
Yeah, I think a gay guy can look at boobs and be like, nice. That is wow. Look at that. I think anywhere you put boobs are fine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that. I really think that vaginas is the thing. Like, it's the thing that, and I was perplexed.
Yeah, that does not compute, especially because if you're gonna then introduce like an inanimate object to accomplish this, one person is not getting the pleasure while the other thing's going on. Like, that's one thing about heterosexual is while that activity is going on, both people are receiving pleasure. But if you then put something on to accomplish that same task, one person is just like there for the game, but they're not in the game.
I mean, they're just there to score points, and that could be a thing. I mean,
I guess so.
you just like scoring points.
I guess in our next life, when we're lesbians, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think that would I be lesbian? I don't know. If I was a woman.
I think you'd probably just try to knock down as many dudes as you could.
Think so? You think I'd just be
a numbers game? Just
be getting it out there, and then settle down with some guy who.
Well, because then you'd be in control about whether you got knocked up or not. So
fuck that.
You'd never have.
I hope I have the wherewithal in the next life to be like, I'm not going to subject the kids to the same world I hate. So leave them kids out of it and be like, yeah, I got my tubes tied when I was 15 years old. And I was like, what? What kind of health? No health problems. I just knew. There was a part of me that knew.
Have you seen where we're headed?
That's the crazy thing about parents too, because parents will be like, when you're growing up, they'll be like, oh man, kids are the best thing ever. When are you going to have some kids? Me with my kids? I'm like, never. Enjoy life. Go out in the world. There's nothing holding you back. And they're like, because I'll tell them too. I'm like, look, you were the greatest things that ever happened to me. Now that I think that, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, it was really hard to say, hey, I have to put these people who did not ask to be here, I have to put their concerns in the forefront of my life. If you never have kids, you never have to go through that. You could do anything you want to do.
See, I waited till I was 30-something before I had kids. So I made that decision like very, very strategically, and it was the best decision.
I was just having sex with a lot of people, and then I got one pregnant, so I was just like, I'm going to step up and do my thing.
Yeah, I think
really glad this didn't happen when I was, 16. So
we had a couple scares throughout my time in my 20s, and then the craziest thing was like, I didn't expect you to be like upset. I'm like, I'm not fucking ready for this. So like, yes, I'm in panic mode. Like, I'm not, oh yay, we're gonna, like, no, this is nothing about this is
right.
Like happy-go-lucky moment. Like, I'm terrified right now, and like hopefully whatever, like, you're just a day or two late. This isn't something that's going to be fucking, no, this is terrifying.
Old Mikey had plenty of scares. Plenty of scares when he was like, 16, 17 years old. And I'm just like, what? This is, well, I don't think this is right.
You were just raw dogging all over town?
So, bro, there's going to be a point where I'm like 40 years old and then like just getting the knock on the door and I open the door and it's some 25-year-old and it's like, my life is ruined because of you. And I'm just like,
I did complete the cycle.
What happened? Who are you? What did I do? Like, and it's just like, you're my dad. And it's like, oh, fuck. And they got like the blue hair and everything like that because they're the type of people that's like, because of him, my whole life is terrible, which I'm a part of why your childhood was terrible. You are the reason that your adulthood is terrible.
Well, and there's the, like, why didn't mom come tell me? And it's probably because there was, a line of other guys that were.
Yeah, she probably didn't know my name. There's a multitude of reasons that could have been it.
I knew everybody that I slept with. Like, there was no one night and done thing. So if they got pregnant, they would have probably told me.
And I'm so glad, like, I didn't, because like I said, besides HPV, I really dodged the chlamydia, which was crazy because people that were in relationships were having to deal with that. It was like, oh, well, she gave me chlamydia, he gave me chlamydia. And I'm like, where's all the chlamydia at? Is it just in the relationships? Because I've not come across it. I ain't put a condom on a singular time. And then I had my first kid and I was like, well, I'm going to start putting condoms on. But then I was like, oh, well, I want to take care of my kid, and to actually be able to see my kid, I got to stop doing drugs and all this stuff. So I got to actually be a person. Fuck. But yeah, I probably got a couple out there.
Hopefully you don't.
Hopefully I don't. Yeah. If any of the scares would have came with like an actual child, which I'd like to think that someone didn't come up to me and I completely blew them off and then they did actually have a kid. But to my knowledge, hand to God, I don't think I could handle that as a person.
Yeah.
Like having a child grow up like I did. Because that was my whole thing to change, was that no child that I had would live the same childhood that I did. So,
well, if so, you were a child when it happened, because like you were 19.
I mean, I would still know, like
settled.
with a guy with semi his shit together, I would definitely be trying to take care of that child. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything's good, situation's good, feels loved, good dad and shit like that. But hopefully that never happens. hopefully I don't get that knock on the door. I am in the ancestry DNA pool, so I don't want to see like, oh, you got a new match. I'm like, oh, how's it? Because as long as it's like cousin, second cousin,
22 years old.
Yeah, it's like child.
Most likely father.
Oh no. Yeah.
Do they tell? Like,
yeah. They tell you what the relationship is most likely. So that's how I found out who my dad was, because a guy who thought that he was his dad from Colorado, and then me from North Carolina, where I was like, I think he's my dad also. We both took ancestry tests, and then we matched as brothers. So that's how we found out that both at the same time that guy was really our dad. So I'd hate to look on Ancestry one day and be like, fuck, what do you guys take Ancestry DNA? And it's like, nope. It's like, wow, this is going to be crazy. Oh, fuck.
I think they wouldn't show up as dad.
No, they'd show up as child, yeah. If someone took an Ancestry kit, I'd be like, what is he, a zombie? Because he died. Drug overdose, 72.
I was saying that like none of your brothers would show up as like possibilities for dad. Like it'd have to be you.
All right, guys. Well, listen, this has been a crazy episode of Two Daddies Judging Baddies. If you enjoyed it, I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm sorry, and I hope
we appreciate you, though.
Yeah, we appreciate you, but I hope whatever you're going through, you're able to talk to somebody about. We love you so much, guys, and we will see you next time.
Later.